Good day, everyone. We are glad to have Dr. Aruna here with us. She is a very renowned ENT surgeon from Coimbatore, and she is going to discuss with us today the ENT related and integrative medical pathways, what she's been doing with great results. And before that, I would like to know a little bit about your history, ma'am. How did you start off as an allopathic practitioner, and how did your journey transition into being an integrative medical practitioner?
That's an interesting question, thank you. Because having trained at Stanford University, Zurich, I was in Zurich for 2 years, Copenhagen, Paris, Germany, and I returned back to India. I was offered to be professor at Stanford, to be the richest doctor in the world, but that meant nothing. I was there just to train, and my service was to help the poor people of India. So when I came back here, we had free camps in all the villages. We'd bring back patients. And once when I was operating, I had an accidental injury, scalpel injury. I got the hepatitis B what the patient had a fulminant fatal liver failure. So basically, I was dying. And with a liver transplant, there's a possibility of living for a few more years. So I'm looking at myself, all the medicine I have studied is of zero use to me when I needed it the most. So what is it? Who am I? Why am I here? And so then started this beautiful journey where it was Ayurveda and a deeper healing, which really, like a year and a half of being on the deathbed, I came out of it like nothing ever happened. I'm one of the few people in the world who've cleared the virus, completely cured, So this is a medical miracle, which is through our own ancient Ayurveda, which is the system of our country. So that put me on the path to. So this is how it started from being a conventional allopathic surgeon.
So you had a very tough medical prognosis, and you
Yes,
came out of it using Indian knowledge systems.
yes. Because every illness is an angel in disguise. It's there to give you a gift. And it's asking you, hey, what is it that you need to change about your life? And I was working too hard, too much of service with no time. So this was an amazing, I would say that was my birth as a true healer. That conventional, egoistic allopathic doctor had to die for the new.
For you to be reborn.
Really to, without an ego, to bring in the best systems from all around the world, not just in India. I'm the doctor to the doctors of the US president. Have written books for Gwyneth Paltrow, very famous Hollywood actress who's really into a lot of like postnatal depletion, where the mother's forgotten. There's only the baby, and no one's bothered what's going on with the mother. So without an ego, I started meeting like the finest, like really elderly people who are in their 90s with herbal medicine. Like, they're proper pharmacology professors of King George's Medical College University. And, so that's how with Organic India, we study the herbs, but Western science. We did all the lab on 3D organs, everything, animal trial, like everything was perfect the way we would do proper research so we could document it, get appropriate dosages, and come up with pure Ayurveda, which was not commercial at all, where I would know that if I give this, this would be the effect. I have seen skin cancers disappear in 5 days.
Right.
For a patient from Bulgaria. So, because it was outside and they told him there only chemo would help him, and this was a miracle. So, they began this journey and flower energies. I've been using the flower energies for several years now, and it's amazing. It's like a new software which really heals and balances at a most beautiful level. It's so simple yet so powerful. So whether it's for pain, whether it's for anxiety or for depression, when we have such simple things,
Simple and wonderful
why are we not using it? So then my dream of 25 years, I heard about the scientist who had invented this machine called the cytotron. And it was like a miracle because I heard it could regenerate any cell in the body.
Right.
So I think the future of medicine is really regenerative medicine because if I'm walking and the sole of my slipper is getting worn out, so that's what is happening with every spine disc, with every speed breaker and pothole I go into and you go into. So can you change every disc? No. So what this machine basically does is it communicates with the cell. Suppose you have a C4, C5 degeneration or or L3, L4 and some other C7, like whichever particular, and say the right knee has osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, completely degenerated. So we do an MRI to see where the issues are, and then we regenerate only those particular. So imagine without having a knee replacement surgery, or you cannot change every spine, and cartilage.
Yes.
We know that what are the side effects. You can land up with bowel and bladder dysfunction if it goes wrong. So here, this is a technology which I have installed after 25 years of dreaming for it, because I'm watching my mother. She's struggling to walk, and if I cannot make her, what is the use of treating all these celebrities if I can't do this for her? And she will not go to the other centers in Bangalore. So I have to bring the machine. So starting with her spine regeneration and she being able to, my father's 86, active surgeon who's been integrating different systems of medicine for years.
Fantastic.
So basically I've learned from him. My sister is a surgeon as well, but I know unless I use all my education, all my degrees, all the conventional Western knowledge to give a place to all these systems of medicine. So the cytotron even works for patients with Parkinson's disease. You are able to regenerate. The lady who owns Corona Beer, the company, came in a wheelchair, and today she's dancing in stilettos.
Fantastic.
So these are medical miracles. So my dream is to also do it for patients with tinnitus, where they feel suicidal, hearing aids. So imagine to regenerate those hair cells in the cochlea.
So you have bought this machine at your hospital?
Yes, in Coimbatore. I practice in Goa and Coimbatore.
Oh, fantastic.
So patients, it's mostly, sometimes it's just frequency specific music which can heal. So we are all frequencies.
Yes.
Why do you feel good when you see a certain person, and why do you feel,
Yes, that's the energy.
that is
Vibrational.
the energy.
Vibration.
We are all beings of a certain, vibration. Did you know that every flight you take is actually destroying your DNA? Did you know this?
No.
So these are common things. So people like me are, I would say this is towards the last of my lifetime. So it's like the price comes with knowing the truth, and you have to speak the truth.
Yes.
Because no one wants to take a train. Everyone thinks you have the money, it's glamorous, take the plane, but I'm 55. I don't use any, anything to stay younger. I never get tired. I'm full of energy. I've had tuberculosis, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, typhoid, malaria, every illness in the book. But I would say I'm at my healthiest, best as I'm aging beautifully, because I don't need plastic surgery. All I need is to really. Did you know that living a life of service makes your telomeres grow longer?
Yes.
And Brian Johnson, this millionaire, spending millions of dollars. Right now, he's just gone on an island and edited his DNA with a medicine which can trigger off cancers. Then they'll give you something else. So why are we doing such aggressive things when you can gently, beautifully grow younger, increase your energy levels, regenerate, whether it's your spine or your knees, or if it's Alzheimer's? I've had patients like this Dutch designer, jewelry designer. the wife brought him to me for Alzheimer's test. So I said, "What do you want, a diagnosis or treatment?" And she said, "No, he forgets where he puts his diamonds and emeralds." And I said, "Okay, start all this Ayurveda." And 1 week later, she says his memory has improved already. So we think Ayurveda is slow, but actually, if we take the best of flower energies and Ayurveda and frequencies and use modern science, the cytotron is made in India, it's from India. So I'm so proud to say that we, sitting here in India, have the finest of the world. People like us are here to curate and bring, really without an ego. If you really love the patient as a person, like your own child or your own father,
So you bring
every lock has a key, and I will find a treatment.
If you use all the modalities available to select the best suited for that particular patient and
Yes.
get the best result for him or her. That's what.
Something as simple as anxiety or depression. And if I can help them, why not?
Yeah.
And it's not even, like I said, if we can, every flight, we are damaging our DNA.
Yes.
If we can repair all of that, the secret lies in working at such deep levels, but with very gentle methods.
So when you talk about vibration, are you able to? What role does meditation have?
Meditation is a very powerful tool every day, no matter what. I would say what keeps me more charged than anything else is the meditation, because we are all beings.
And that helps in vibrational change, transformation of vibrational energy.
Absolutely. Like, for example, there are certain, as a surgeon, sometimes it feels strange to speak of these things, but I use certain techniques where you're directly vibrating to the frequency of enlightenment. So there's no confusion. You're not working. We are all enlightened beings, but we forget because we are covered with the dust of Maya or illusion. So the trick is, when you're awakened, there is no disease in that state. There is no unhappiness in that state. There is no stress. If you ask me, do I have thoughts? No, I never. For decades now, there are no thoughts. I think only when required. So there's no disturbance from the mind, and your energy levels are at a peak. You're able to help others in a beautiful way when you meditate.
Yeah.
Even the cytotron, I told you I had this British movie maker from the BBC, malignant melanoma with multiple secondaries in the brain, eye, lung, liver, spine, cauliflower-like growths. The entire right side was convulsing. Eye is blind, cauliflower fungating growth. You can imagine he's on a morphine pump, screaming in pain. And he walks in and he says, "Doctor, I have no belief in God. I have no belief that anything can help me. I finished my last chemo. I have 2 weeks to live." I said, 2 weeks? Who told you this? My doctors. Oh, they have some special connection. I said, first, if my treatment depended on your faith, then we would have to wait for you to reincarnate. So, let's get you started. So, with the cytotron alone, nothing else, within the second week. So, what happens is you're communicating only with the cancer cells in the brain, eye, lung, liver, spine, doesn't touch a single other cell. So, zero side effects like radiation or chemo or what a brain surgery would have done. So, within the second week, he was not even on a paracetamol tablet.
Fantastic.
Off the morphine pump, brain lesion inactive, his eye vision came back. So, what more? You're not promising forever for them, but at least quality and quantity of life. If you can, he was only 45. I asked him, "What do you want?" He said, "I want a few more years with my wife. I've just married her." So we could give him that.
Wonderful. I think it's been very fascinating listening to you, ma'am. We would love to see the cytotron machine in your center sometime soon.
Definitely. We will invite you, for sure. Because we all need to collaborate to bring. I've known Dr. Atul Shah and Dr. Rupa Shah for several years, just like the cytotron. When I heard, I had to go to look for myself if there was truth. And what I saw was really a compelling story, which was very powerful. So that's why I use the best of from the flower energies to the cytotron. So very modern science and ancient wisdom, because sometimes one thing alone will miss giving a full cure for a
Yes,
certain
absolutely.
patient. So
You have to put
I
the best.
I'm not particular about the path I take, but the journey is to really wanting more than the person sitting in front of me, the best for them physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to transform their life completely.
Thank you. Thank you very much for a wonderful, insightful session.
Thank you so much.